will be of no use if, firstly, you do not comprehend the text. All right. So you really have to make sure it's time consuming, but you really have to make sure you understand the text. This is not SPM paper, yeah, people, where you go through the question and find the answer in the text first. No, there is no way you can do that. Yeah? All right, let me tell you, in the previous semesters, I have students scoring only as low as 5 or 6 out of 35 marks. Okay? All right, as low as that. There is no other explanation. Okay? The explanation is that number one, the person did not comprehend the text. Number two, the person did not attend seminar 3. Okay? Because seminar 3 is the time when I'm going to um, uh, teach you, yeah, share with you, okay, the tips in answering all the 11 questions. All right, okay. So there are 11 questions in this test paper. Okay, let's look at question one. Question one, all right. What you are asked to do for question one is you are asked to find the meaning. Okay, maybe some of you conclude that, well, this is going to be easy. What I have to do is just look at the dictionary, copy the answer, all right, or you see no name and just put the answer there. Well, it's not as easy as that. And even worse, if it crosses your mind that you're going to use a Google Translate to deal with question one, that is totally going to give you 0 out of 5 marks or out of 6 marks here. Now, there is a bit of change for question one that you will be facing in your own test. The question is the same. It's just that you will no longer be asked to provide evidence for question number one. Now, if you look at number one, there are A, B, C. Okay, there are three. However, because they have taken away the marks for evidence, they will now give you about 5 words. Okay, here, meaning you have A, B, C, D, E. All right, here alone. Okay. Now, the meaning of the word shuffling in line 5, that's the question here. But if you go back to the instruction, it says for each of the following item in this question, indicate your answer by writing an appropriate meaning based on a given context. Well, this is where it all matters. Yeah. What do I mean? Now, people, if for an example, I give you a word, I'm not sure whether I have given it to your class, right? But let's say I take the word kick, 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 yeah? All right? Can you hear me, Miss Irene Asrita?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, for example, the word kick, going back to the word kick. Now, I'm sure immediately coming to your mind the meaning of kick from, for example, the sentence, the little boy kicked the ball to his mother. All right? Okay? Kick the ball to his mother. All right? So, in your mind, you are picturing an action being done, okay, by this little boy with his leg, okay, that make the ball move forward, something like that, right? Okay. However, the same word in a different context, in a different sentence, adding chili padi when cooking the spaghetti, right, would add a kick to the taste. Would add kick to the taste, right? Okay, definitely, all of you will agree. The word kick in my second sentence has a different meaning compared to the first sentence, right? It's no longer about the action using the leg, moving an object forward or whatever, all right? But this is about heightening the taste, enhancing the taste, yeah? Especially for people who like spicy food. Okay, this is what it means. Yeah, one word can have 5 different meanings in 5 different contexts. Look at the word bar, for example. We have bar of chocolate in the context of food. Okay, it's showing the quantity, 1 bar, 2 bars. place, you know what I'm referring to. A bar, referring to law, lawyers, bar counsel, yeah. A bar functioning as a verb, yeah. Kata kerja is like the student is barred from the examination. You are prohibited to enter the examination, right? Very different meaning, but the same word, same spelling. Okay, all right. That is why the context where the word exists is very important in answering question one. That's why we call this contextual clue. Now, if you see the word shuffling, okay, in line 5, there must be a reason. Yeah, they gave you line 5, meaning they want you to give the meaning the word shuffling as it appear only in line 5, not in a different context. So this is what we're going to learn tonight. Question 1. We have not covered this contextual clues in either seminar 1 or seminar 2. All right. And then in question 2, yeah, identify stated main idea. Okay. All right. Provide one major and one minor supporting detail. Now, stated main idea, I've dealt with this in my seminar 2. I've spent a long time talking about main idea. Okay. All right. So what I have covered, I'm not going to deal with that in a long time. But these two, major and minor supporting details, I've not taught you. Yeah. What are the differences between the major and the minor? Both are supporting details. So what I've told you before when we talk about main idea is general in terms of the characteristic. But once we are talking about supporting detail, of course, the characteristic is specific. Okay. All right. Now, so question 2. Okay, one more thing. Now, please notice. Please take note, yeah, people. Okay. For the test, I would say almost all questions are asking you to refer to a specific paragraph in the text. For example, question 2 is asking you to get the stated main idea and the major and minor detail from this paragraph only. Okay, weird it might seem, yeah, but I had students in the past, okay, giving me answers that are not taken from the specified paragraph in the question. It's already very clear that they want it from that paragraph only, but I do not know why. Okay, it comes from a different paragraph. So please be careful. So question 2, question 3, I would say, as I said just now, almost all of the questions are referring to a specific paragraph. So, okay, this is not something you can compromise about. Yeah, so you will be asked to write the stated main idea, major supporting detail, and minor supporting detail, which will give you 3 marks here. Now, next is question 3, formulate the topic. Now, the word formulate, okay, that's why I say at this level, you have to be very conscious, aware of the usage of word. Dia tak guna perkataan formulate suka-suka. Kalau you tengok, for example, question 2, dia guna identify. Yeah, identify. Okay. Question 3, they use the word formulate. What comes to your mind the moment you see the word formulate? It means that, yeah, you have to come up with it yourself. It's not a copy and paste answer. All right. Same, yeah. Okay. I just show you. Okay. See, implied main idea. I've taught you the difference between stated and implied, right? Stated is already there. Implied, you have to write your own. Look at the verb they use. Again, they use the word formulate. Yeah, not identify, not write. Okay, so formulate the topic that is most suitable for the content of, again, you can see here a specific paragraph. They want the topic of this paragraph. You give a topic of a different paragraph, your answer cannot be accepted. And with it, yeah, also there is a requirement of evidence. How to write the evidence. Okay, I will teach you how to write the evidence. What are the tips in writing evidence? Now, one thing I would like to tell you, yeah, please take note of this as well. Okay, whenever you see evidence, yeah, whenever you see evidence, yeah, or explanation, for example, like question number 10, they do not ask for evidence for deductive and inductive question at number 10, but they ask for explanation. So if you have a question like this where they ask for evidence 1, evidence 2, or explanation, the whether or not we can accept your answer here depends on your main answer. For an example, if you give correct evidence but your answer of topic is wrong, we are asked not to consider the evidence because the evidence is not based on the right answer. So in the first place, you do not know what is the right answer. Therefore, the evidence cannot be provided with any marks. Okay, so what is topic? I have not taught you topic, but actually topic is very close to main idea. If you can do main idea, you definitely will be able to do topic. Okay, I will explain after this. Now, question 4. All right. They gave you a line. Okay, they gave you 3 lines taken from specific paragraph. They indicate here line 22 to line 25. Okay, based on this content, right? They ask you to make an inference. Okay, what is an inference? Now, you have to find out the meaning of the word infer first. Yeah, inference, the base word is infer. What does it mean by infer? The moment you know what is the meaning of infer, you know that again, this is not something direct. Infer is something that is not stated clearly, a hidden message, underlying message. So what they are asking, you see this sentence, you understand the meaning of this sentence, but actually beyond this, yeah, beyond this, more than what you see literally, yeah, at the literal level. Okay, here they say people still prefer paper, especially when reading intensively. Okay, we understand that. People prefer to read using paper, book or newspaper, the printed material, especially when they read intensively. That is the meaning of that sentence. But they do not want that when they ask for inference. They want, okay, so what does that information tells you? Okay, what it leads to? What can we conclude based on that, for example? Okay, we'll go to that also during my explanation after this. And again, you can see that there are evidence being asked out of this particular question. The question itself carries 2 marks. It indicates the level of difficulty. Unlike topic just now, you can see it is awarded 1 mark only, as well as stated main idea, because it's there. Alright, topic is quite simple, yeah, not like inference. Okay, that's why 2 marks are given. Now again, when you see formulate, when you have a question of inference, if your question is copy paste from the text, you copy a part of a sentence, it doesn't matter, it's not going to be a correct answer, definitely. Because inference is something beyond what you see and you have to write it in your own sentence. Alright? So that's another challenge that we are going to go through today. In fact, I would say this is something that is the most challenging to students. Yeah, my previous student, okay, inference would be a challenge question, right? A challenging question. Okay, now question 5. Okay, something that we have learned. Again, notice that they are asking it from a specific paragraph. Okay, and they use the word formulate, and there are evidence required. Again, this is not as easy as stated main idea. You can see allocation of mark is 2 marks here, right? Okay, imply can never be copy and paste. Okay, any elements of copy and paste means you are not on the right track of your answer. And evidence, answer is wrong, evidence cannot be accepted. Right, next, question 6. Question 6 is asking about types of support. What is type of support? Anybody can help me here. What about you, Farah Shafika? Farah, can you name me one type of support that I have taught you in seminar 2?
Evidence.
Farah Shafika, please use your mic. Okay, later we're gonna have forum. If you use this excuse, I cannot accept you in the forum, yeah? You have to be speaking. There's no typing allowed in the forum. Like it or not, yeah, no choice, because it's a requirement to do the forum. Yeah, mic must be working. I've said this from my first seminar. I hope that you will make effort to solve it. Okay, in fact, you can see I'm using two computers right now. Yeah, you can see me at two different. Yeah, I have two different. I logged in twice because my computer, the speaker, I have problem with the speaker. Okay, have yet to send it to the shop, so I need to use another computer just for the mic. All right, so you have a handphone, you have this, okay, there are many alternatives if you try. All right, so please do not give me the same excuse. Anyone, I would like to for you to have your mic. Okay, all right, it is important for my class. All right, what about Nick Nazira? Nick Nazira, can you give me one name of type of support?
Strong support and weak support.
Okay, strong support or weak support, I have informed you in seminar 2, cannot be used as type of support. Alright? Okay, anybody can help me there? Nurain Izzati. What about you, Nurain? Give me the specific name of type of support that I have taught you in seminar 2. Come on, people. You are doing your written article analysis. If you write strong support or weak support, you'll get 0 for that. Yes, Mona. You want to help me?
Yes, research findings, case
Yeah.
personal
Yes,
experience.
research finding. Not just research, but research finding. Statistic. What else? What else, people? Muhammad Fakir. What else, Muhammad Fakir?
Expert opinion.
Expert opinion. Alright, expert testimony. So remember, yeah, the answer here is not strong support or weak support. Right? It has to be the specific name of support. Alright? How to answer this? You just have to wait until I explain one by one afterward. So stay tuned, don't go away. Alright? Unlike advertisement, yeah, where you can go away, so this is the time when you cannot go away during advertisement. Yeah, so you have to stay with me till the end of the class. I'll tell you how to answer this. What is the example that they want you to write here? But this is something we have learned. Alright, and this is a question on type of support. Again, student, another question on type of support. Alright, but the format is a bit different. Just now, based on this paragraph, you are asked to give the example and the type of support. But now in question 7, yeah, what they have done is that they gave you the sentence or sentences, and they ask you to identify what is this type of support. Okay, is this expert opinion? Is this observation? Is this example or what? So you just write the answer here. 2 marks, meaning 1 and 1. Here, 4 marks. Question 6, a lot of marks, yeah? This is where you cannot miss any marks. Okay? Alright, I'll teach you afterward how to answer this. Okay, so 6 and 7 we have learned. Question 8. Of course, I do not teach you how to answer true and false question. But let me tell you what's the challenge here. If you search, yeah, from first line till the last line of the text, student, you will not find an identical sentence like this. You will not find a sentence that read, most people prefer to read paper text when they want to read thoroughly. You will not find this sentence. But, yeah, definitely you will find a sentence that has the exact same meaning as this. So when talking about true and false question, the challenge is, okay, the statement given here has words that has been replaced. Yeah, they use a different word that has the same meaning as the word in the text. So that's why, again, from the very beginning, I told you comprehension is very important. If you are depending to match, that's not your level anymore. Okay? All right. So we are going to, I'm going to give the answer and show you example of this later. All right. Question 9. Student, question 9 is asking your opinion. All right. And 4 marks are given here. So this is again the place that you should aim to get the full mark. But there is, okay, requirement. There are, sorry, not is, but there are several requirements on how to answer question 9. Yeah, what must you have in order to get the 4 marks? Okay, the 4 marks definitely come from the 3 reasons, but the 3 reasons will only give you 3 marks. Where is the mark for another one? Okay, so I'm going to explain to you after this. Now, next question is question 10. Again, a skill that I have already taught you in seminar 2, deductive versus inductive. What is inductive versus deductive? Yeah, okay. Though you attended my seminar 2, though you are attending my seminar 3, please remember, people, at this level, even though you are dealing with English subject, revision is fundamental. You have to do your revision. Read again, look again, yeah, after you have attended class, okay? We only have 2 hours. It's not enough for learning. And I keep on using the word skill, if you notice. SKILL, right? A skill is not like memorizing facts, yeah, memorizing dates, for example, memorizing steps. Okay, skill is something you will be better at with more practice, like your skill of cooking, your skill of driving. Yeah, I'm sure you cannot deny that, right? So same goes with reading. Whatever skill I have taught you, introduced to you, require you to practice. Okay, and inshallah by tomorrow I am going to provide passy paper for you to practice the skill. Right, so inductive and deductive. Inductive is the organization of content, okay, of a paragraph which start from specific content going to general content. And contrastingly, the deductive reasoning, yeah, in contrast, deductive reasoning is the organization of content in a paragraph which start with general, yeah, general content going to specific content. Right? We have learned about this in seminar 2. They ask for type of reasoning. Definitely, you will answer either deductive or inductive. This is what I mentioned just now. Explanation. Again, yeah. If they ask for explanation, okay, whether or not you will get the mark for explanation, depending on whether or not your kind of reasoning is right or wrong. If it's wrong, so no marks given here. Okay, right. So 4 marks from deductive versus inductive. And last but not least, question 11. Yeah, there are underlying assumption. Okay, assumption also have not been taught, but if you are able to comprehend inference, just now that I have mentioned, okay, you will know what to do for assumption. It's interrelated. Topic relates very much with main idea, whereby assumption relates very much with the question of inference, and assumption here also require evidence. Okay, so student, those are the 11 questions. You will have 12 questions for your test, but it's of the same skill, because they have already rearranged the question number 1. So in order for them to get the marks, yeah, all right, the total of 35 marks, okay, they have added question on certain skill twice, yeah, okay, all right, but it's all the skill that you see in this 11 question, the sample that I have provided, that we have gone through just now. Okay, so what we will do now, we will go through the question one by one. We are going to start with question number 1. Okay, right, question number 1 that I mentioned just now, it is on contextual clue. Okay, now what do you need to do in order to answer question number 1? Okay, all right. Now, the question asks you to find the meaning of the word shuffling from line 5 of the text. So I have taken the text, this is the text, and this is line 5, and you have the word shuffling here. Now, you are not to take this word shuffling and go to your Google Translate. You are not going to take this word shuffling and straight away type this word in your dictionary or your synonym. That's not the first step. Because remember, I told you, first of all, you ought to consider, not ought to, you must consider, yeah, the context where the word shuffling is used. You have to know how, for what reason it's used, yeah, Alright, then you can choose the meaning that fit the context where it is put. Yeah, remember the word cake that I used as example just now. Two different situations, totally different meaning. Same word, right? That's why context is very important. So, what do you need to do? Okay, at least, okay, I would strongly suggest reading the whole paragraph quickly again, but specifically, you have to pay attention to the sentence where the word existed. All right, okay, so in a viral YouTube video from October 2011, all right, there is this 1 year old girl. So everybody already start picture a 1 year old girl. Okay, what does this girl do? The girl sweeps her fingers. Now the word sweeps to you, immediately you will remember broom, correct? A broom that you use to sweep the floor, which is not very popular now since we have our vacuum cleaner, right? But sweeps with the word broom is very synonym. It's like a match. Okay, so you can imagine, yeah, what is the action sweeps doing? So this 1 year old girl sweeps her fingers, right? She's using her fingers. She sweeps her fingers across an iPad touch screen. So similarly, her action is the same action as sweeping the broom. When you sweep, you don't, okay, the broom and the surface of the floor will not will have contact, right? Okay, it will have a very close contact. It's not lifted. The broom will not be lifted. You don't sweeps the floor by lifting the broom on the air. Yeah, all right. It has to have contact with the floor. Same goes with the fingers. When she sweeps her fingers across an iPad touch screen, okay, and what she does with that particular action, she's shuffling groups of icon. What is shuffling? A lot of word maybe because you can picture this already. Perhaps keep coming to you, moving, circling. All right, maybe that's what comes to your mind when you already see the context because you understand what is the context about because you picture it already. This is the first step. And this is the first step. You have to see, you have to picture, you have to understand the context. Okay, so you see the context is about 1 year old girl sweeping her fingers across the iPad touch screen and she's shuffling groups of icons. So what can you replace the word shuffling with? Right? You now have the context. That's step one. What you need to do next is you have to go and find the meaning of the word shuffling. All right. Now, when you find the word shuffling, the meaning of the word shuffling, another information you will get is what parts of speech is the word shuffling is. So here it is saying that shuffling is an adjective, kata sifat, if it's in Malay. Yeah. All right. So people, your answer must be in adjective as well. Must be adjective word as well. It cannot be a verb. It cannot be a noun. Tak boleh kata nama. Tak boleh kata kerja. Alright. Okay. It has to be adjective. Adjective must be replaced with adjective. If this is a verb, you will replace it with a verb. Okay. Now, adjective shuffling means moving in a dragging manner or moving in a clumsy manner. Alright, that's the or. That's a manner there. So, if for an example just now, you already thought about answering number one with the answer moving, your answer is wrong. Because shuffling is not simply moving. Right? Moving can mean a lot of other things. For an example, I have my handphone here. I move my handphone from left to right. Okay, that is moving. But this moving, okay, has already been lifted. The item, the object has already been lifted. Okay, has been lifted. So it's not dragging. But here it says that shuffling is moving in a dragging manner. That's why they use the word sweeps just now. Alright? Okay, moving in a dragging manner. Okay, and then you think, okay, so that's what I'm gonna write as my answer. Okay, people, there will be, you have to check, yeah. Okay, this part might be different. Okay, you have to check. Sometimes they have already given the instruction. The answer for number 1 should not be more than 3 words. So if you write moving in a dragging manner, that is already what? 5 words, yeah? So you have exceeded the limit. So what could be the answer? Now I have written the word dragging, yeah, because dragging simply means moving, okay, in that kind of manner, that sweep manner, that there's contact with the surface. So you drag, so shuffling is dragging, and you want to check whether your answer is correct, okay? So one word replaced with one word, okay? All right, so if you want to check whether this word is the correct answer, what you do is you take that word and put it here, all right, dragging, and read that sentence again, yeah. If it retain the original meaning, so kalau you tak tahu apa maksud dragging, you carilah dulu maksud perkataan dragging, okay. If it maintain the original idea of this sentence, then that would be the same, that would be the correct answer. And if you check in your dictionary, you will find that dragging is also an adjective, all right. So adjective replaced with adjective, okay. And you can see this adjective is the ing adjective. This is also ing adjective, right? Not as easy as it seems, yeah. Okay, yeah, they gave you 1 mark, okay, because you can use your thesaurus, you can use your synonym, all right. Your thesaurus, you can use your dictionary, okay. We can't stop you there. Actually, instruction is you can only use English dictionary, yeah, English dictionary. That's the instruction. But in reality, I cannot check you that. So that's why only 1 mark is given, but it's not as easy as just checking the synonym and put the synonym there, synonym of the word there. You have to fit the context, all right, and fit the parts of speech, meaning adjective replaced with adjective, all right. And for your own test, there will be about 5 questions like this. So number 1 will have A, B, C, D, E, right? Okay, so that is question number 1. Let me give you one more example, yeah. Okay, B in that particular question paper is asking the meaning of the word prevalent in line 16. So if this is the original text where I have taken the word prevalent, yeah, this is the original text. So I read the sentence with the word prevalent. As digital texts and technologies become more prevalent, right? We do not know prevalent at this point. We can gain new and more ways of reading. What kind of way? Mobile way of reading. The reading using mobile. So as digital text and technologies become more prevalent, are you saying it's more advanced? Okay, we gain new and more mobile way. Perhaps that is your first guess, yeah, because you think that it fits the context, all right. However, again, I have to inform you that you have to check the word prevalent. Okay, you have to check the meaning of the word prevalent, and you can see there's nothing about advanced in the meaning of the word prevalent. All right, it's an adjective again, but they gave you the word widespread, okay, or widespread, or a wide extent or occurrence, that is widespread, in general use or acceptance. So when it's in general use or acceptance is widespread, or it can be replaced with the word common, perhaps. All right, and this is the second meaning. All right, okay, of this word, which does not really fit the context, having the superiority. No, that's not what it is in the context. Yeah, all right, but more of widespread or more of general use or accepted. That's why it's very important, because once you read this, I'm sure some of you think that advanced would be a suitable word, but it's not, because that's not what prevalent is. Yeah, and okay, so the answer is either widespread or common. Okay, again, let me remind you that the evidence is no longer needed for question number 1. Okay, so what are the steps? First, you check the context, comprehend the context is in. Second, find the meaning of this original word that you are instructed to find the meaning. Yeah, all right. Make sure you what this word means, okay, and then only you can choose your answer, okay, and this answer should be the same type of speech, meaning if it's adjective with adjective, if it's verb, it has to be replaced with another verb because it has to fit in this line, can be used in this line to replace the word prevalent. Okay, all right, so that is question number 1. Okay, people, I'm so sorry, but what I'm going to do is that I'm going to finish all 11 questions. Yeah, okay, and then I'll open to Q&A because we are afraid that we might not be able to finish 11 questions in 2 hours. Yeah, okay, we finish the 11 questions, then we open for answer. Okay, now that is question number 1. Question number 2. Okay, as I have promised, I'm going to go through the question one by one. Okay, so for question number 2, you asked to find these 3 items. Yeah, all right. Firstly, is stated main idea. Okay, all right. So it's on your screen already now. So stated main idea. All right, you know the concept of main idea by now. Main idea, characteristic, general, covers the whole idea in the paragraph. Yeah, okay. And when you call it a stated main idea, you imagine a paragraph. If it has 6 sentences, one of the sentences is the sentence of stated main idea. So you just copy and paste. Alright? Raja Audi, Nadra, can you switch off your mic? Thank you. Alright, so okay, stated main idea. I'm not going to repeat that again. So we are going to focus on major as well as minor detail. Detail here means supporting details. Alright, we have talked about supporting details a bit during seminar 2, and I have taught you type of support, which are supporting detail. That is type of support. This one is about major supporting details and minor supporting details in terms of its characteristic, not the type. Yeah, right. In terms of its function, okay, in that particular paragraph, the supporting details and what is the function in the paragraph. Now, major details, if you can see what I have written here, okay, supporting details, be it major or minor, the function of supporting detail, people, is to support main idea. The focus you see in the main idea sentence. When I taught you main idea, I always talk about the focus. If I ask you to remember during our class when I teach you to prepare for WAA, all right, there is this one paragraph. Remember, the experience of homework is different based on the economic side they are in, for example. Okay, so that is the stated main idea of that paragraph. Yeah, when I taught you, so I said in that stated main idea, the focus is it is focusing about the experience of homework and okay how it differs depending on the different economic divide. So then the supporting detail, the next supporting detail, sentence number 2, continue talking about the students who go back to, well-equipped home with nanny, educated parents, and high-speed internet. And then the other type of student, yeah, another group of students go back to have to do other work at home, like taking care of siblings because parents are always not at home. So it's a different economic divide, and this economic divide leading to social inequality that makes this French president suggesting something. So all the supporting the details there are all supporting the focus of the main idea. What are the focus? About the experience of homework in different economic divide. All right, so that's the focus. So same goes here, be it major or minor, they are going to support the focus available in the main idea. However, okay, if you read one particular sentence or some sentences, the supporting detail in a paragraph, you will see that that sentence has a direct link to the focus of the main idea. It directly support main idea. You when you see the link, you can immediately see the link. Yeah, link in terms of, oh, the focus is economic divide. All right. So this is one economic divide example, direct. Okay, directly linked. And in terms of characteristic, of course, supporting detail will not be general. So major detail, the characteristic is specific in nature. However, people, when you talk about minor supporting detail, okay, in terms of characteristic, they are very specific. Major, specific; minor, very specific. Why is that so? Because minor supporting detail, yeah, directly support the major detail first and indirectly supporting the main idea. You don't see a very clear, direct link between the focus and the minor, but you can see how minor further elaborates major. Major also elaborate the main idea, but it's more, the nature is just specific, but minor will be more specific. All right, enough the theory. Okay, let's look at how it applies in a paragraph. Okay, we are not going to use our sample from that question paper just yet. I am going to use this sample I have here. All right, so this is the sample. Okay, people, sample 2. This is a text which I have taken, not the text I gave to you about book and screen reading. This is about a water supply, the problem of water supply. All right, the text. Okay, so let us read. The challenge facing our water supply is the exponential rate at which water is used and often wasted. I think I have used this text when I taught you main idea, stated main idea before, but never mind if I haven't. Okay, alright, this paragraph has stated main idea, major detail, and minor detail, right? Okay, so that is the sentence, and according to Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, water use has grown at more than twice the rate of population increase in the last century. Now, I told you, yeah, second sentence will always have connection with the first sentence, third with the second, and also with the first. Okay, so ask yourself, what is here in the second sentence? According to the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, water use has grown at more than twice the rate of population increase in the last century. Look at the first sentence. What is the focus? Okay, I'll just go straight to the point. This green sentence, people, is the stated main idea of this paragraph. Okay, so when I say it is a stated main idea, definitely there are focuses available in that particular stated main idea, like experience of homework and economic divide. So what is it? It's talking about the challenge of water supply. Okay, what about this challenge of water supply? It's talking about perhaps why it happened, isn't it? So why does it happen? Okay, there are two reasons given. Anybody can help me? What are the two reasons given here? Do you see two or do you see two? One reasons in the green sentence.
Two reasons.
What is the first one, Mona?
Water is used.
Okay, what is the first one?
Water is used.
Water use, correct? And the second one, water that is
Wasted.
often wasted. Okay, hold on. Why? Okay, right.
Tak habis lagi.
All right, okay. So, I'm not sure why my camera, you don't see me. My camera is on, but I see in my another screen that you cannot see my face. Yeah, you just see my my picture. Correct. Never mind. Okay, that is not important. We'll solve that later. Okay, now water is used and water wasted. And look at the blue. The second sentence that is in blue. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization, water use has grown. So what is it trying to elaborate? It's trying to elaborate the part of water use. Okay, and then we can see the direct relationship. Yeah, direct relationship. Okay, it says that we have problem because of the water use, and immediately they say the use has grown at more than twice the rate of population. And what is the third sentence doing? Look at what starts the third sentence. This is due to. It's further elaborating, further explaining the second sentence, correct? This is use has grown more than twice the rate of population is due to, all right, massive urbanization, one, and as well as second reason why it has grown more than twice the rate because of the increased use in the domestic, agricultural, and industrial sector. So, people, you can see how the second sentence and the third sentence is supporting the first part of the focus in this main idea. Yeah, but they only talk about use. You know that there is one more, okay, that is about that is wasted. So let's look at the blue sentence, the fourth sentence. This problem is aggravated by the amount of water that is wasted, right? Thus making it obvious why there is water stress, particularly in Asia. All right, so you can see that the next sentence is targeting to elaborate further this focus in the main idea. And the following sentence number 5, this waste is happening even as most Asian cities. This waste is talking about water wasted. Okay, just reading this waste, you can have many types of waste, correct? But you know when they use the word this waste and there's a link with the sentence above, you know this waste is talking about the water that is wasted is happening even as most Asian cities are struggling to provide clean drinking water to an ever increasing urban population. And about this water wasted, okay, more information that we know is 60 million. More specific details are given about the amount of water that is wasted, right? 60 million cubic meters of water is lost. So, okay, you can see that this blue sentence is specific because it further elaborate this part, all right? And the black sentences, yeah, okay, is directly supporting about the water wasted that has been mentioned here. All right. So, okay. Now, what is the characteristic of main idea, people? It has to cover the whole paragraph. Okay. So the first part of the paragraph is about water use, and the second part of the paragraph is about water wasted. That's why the green sentence qualified to become stated main idea. So, what is the blue and the black? The blue is the major supporting detail. This is what we call as major supporting detail, and the black, okay, function as minor supporting detail. Because why? As I said, the major directly support or a quick okay, elaboration, okay, of what is the focus in the main idea, and the black or the minor, yeah, okay, is giving more detail about what has been started in that major supporting detail. So for this question number 2, people, this is definitely a copy paste question. What do I mean by copy paste? Do not copy part of the sentence. Jangan ambil tengah-tengah ke, ambil awal ke, tinggalkan dua perkataan awal ke. Please don't do that, because instead of getting 1 mark, you'll be getting 0 then. It's a waste. Okay, you dah dapat jawapan yang betul, but you didn't copy the correct answer. So how do you write the answer? Now, stated main idea, the challenge until the word wasted. Tengok the challenge until the word wasted at the end. No change at all should happen, right? It should be identical. And when we answer major supporting detail, so people, different paragraph, different organization. This paragraph that I'm showing to you, there are 2 major details, this first blue and the second blue, because they are focusing on different focus in the main idea, and they are supported by several minor details. All right. So for major supporting detail, again the same technique, copy paste. So if you have chosen the first major supporting detail, all right, make sure you use the minor supporting detail that is okay, supporting this major. Meaning, if you use according to the Food and Agriculture Organization, okay, your minor supporting detail must be this lah. This is due to massive urbanization as well as increased use by domestic, because this is minor supporting detail that is further elaborating water use. Okay, you cannot use this because this is about water waste. However, if in your major supporting detail, answer, you choose the second major supporting detail, your option of minor supporting detail is either this sentence, this waste is happening, or about 60 million cubic meters of water is lost daily. All right, so what I'm trying to say, the minor must match the major. Okay, all right. How many answers must we provide? Only one, people. Only one. Do not provide two. Okay, you must choose only one. One major supporting detail and one minor supporting detail. All right, don't write all. I wrote all this here because I have to tell you that in this paragraph there are two major supporting details and there are three minor supporting details. Okay, all right. Okay, so that is our sample. All right. Okay, let's look at our paper. Okay, this is where, okay, the question is from this particular paragraph. If you look at the question, let's look at the question. Yeah. All right. It says that identify the stated main idea of this paragraph and provide one major and one minor supporting detail. So you have A, B, and C. Okay. All right. Now you have to study this paragraph first. Okay. I have already labeled it. Okay, so you can see in most cases, paper books have more obvious topography than on-screen text. Now, if the word topography is not a familiar word to you, definitely find the meaning. Okay, same goes to when you do your test later or when you do your written article analysis. Okay, you must check words that you do not know. Okay, all right. So in most cases, paper books have more obvious topography. Topography actually means like a physical layout of a particular setting, be it a land or a place. All right, it's the physical. So if you understand that topography relates to the physical layout, then you can see how it links with this second sentence, which is the major detail. An open paperback, okay, the printed goods, okay, for example, material, presents a reader with two clearly defined domain of the topography domain, the physical domain, the left and the right pages, and a total of 8 corners with which to orient a reader. Right. Again, if you find a word you do not know, for example, orient in this particular sentence, what could it mean? Find out. All right. So this is all right, the obvious topography of a book that they are trying to talk about. Okay, and okay, the purple colored sentences are what I have labeled as minor detail 1, 2, as well as 3. Why? You can see that the content of these sentences are explaining further of the advantage or the usage about this domain, the left and right, and about the 8 corners. Yeah, all right. For example, the reader can focus single page of a book without losing the sight of the whole text because you have the left and right pages. And not only that, one can see where the book begins and ends and where one page is in relation to those borders. Okay, this is about the left and right page as well as the 8 corners. And one can feel the thickness of the page right in one hand and pages to be read in the other because you have the right and the left page, correct? Okay, so, okay, it's all talking about the topography. However, if you look at of topography, and this purple is talking about the left and right pages and the total of 8 corners. Okay, they further elaborate because you have this left and right because you have 8 corners. People don't lose the sight of the whole book, the left because they have both page there, whole text, and then you can see where it begins and ends, and you can feel the thickness of it. All right, because you're holding the left page and the right page one hand. The thickness of the pages right in one hand and the pages to be right in another hand because you have the left and right. So but if you see the green sentence, the last one I have labeled as major detail, all these features not only make text in a book more easily navigable compared to on-screen text, but they also make it easier to form a coherent mental map of the text. Now, it's about here they are talking about navigability, navigation of the text, yeah, moving around the text. Okay, so this is different. This is not minor anymore. This is a new one, not talking about left and right and 8 pages. Okay, they are talking about the navigation of a text and also about the coherent mental map. Okay, right. So if you are going to answer this question, okay, since okay, the purple only talk about the first major, so the answer that you ought to use, of course, is the first one. Yeah, the second one is the correct major, but unfortunately, it doesn't have the minor to support it. All right, so minor supporting details is either one of this. Okay, all right. So that is major versus minor. Okay, people. All right. Here in my material, I gave many more example besides sample one, sample two. Yeah. Okay. I have also in the passive paper that I am going to share with you, there are also practice of this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you the passive paper. First, I'm going to give you 5 passive paper because, as I said, it's a skill. So you have to try out the question, try what is your answer, doing it, yeah, after you have finished our seminar 3, all right, and then later, okay, maybe a few days before the exam, I'm going to give you the answer to compare your answer and the answer key. So that's how you learn and study where you miss, what you miss, where did you go wrong in your answer. That is how the revision need to be made. Yeah. Okay, I'm done with question number 2. Okay, so basically copy paste here, people. Yeah. All right. Now I am going to move to question number 3. Question number 3 is on topic, if I'm not mistaken. Right, correct. Again, as I said, formulate. What is the meaning of the word formulate? It indicates straight away, it comes to your mind, people, you have to write this on your own. Okay? All right. Now, when we talk about topic, okay, right. Just let us reflect back to um, main idea. What is main idea? What is actually main idea? Of course, as I said, the characteristic is general. Yeah, it covers the whole content. Yeah, it has to be written in one sentence only. Okay, so ingat ya, kalau stated main idea tu kita nampak aja, examiner nampak aja 2 sentences, straight away kita tak payah baca pun, memang you ought to be given 0 because main idea must only be written in one sentence. There's only one sentence that can become the stated main idea, not 2 sentences. All right, going back. Main idea. All right, when you talk about main idea of a paragraph, apa tu main idea of a paragraph? In other words, what the paragraph is focusing on about the topic, about the issue. All right? Okay, for example, kita ambil baliklah sebab yang itu dah belajar kan, maybe kita boleh relate. Kita ingat balik the paragraph yang tadi saya kata tu, experience of homework is different depending on which economic divide you see. Alright, so text kita, issue kita is about giving a lot of homework. Okay, that students should be given less homework. So dalam paragraph tu, they are trying to tell the reader, okay, that paragraph, what is the effect of homework to the children when we look at it from what perspective? The experience of homework to children from the perspective, from the aspect of different economic divide. Kita bukan tengok from the aspect of health problem ke, aspect of family relationship ke. No, we want to look that in that paragraph is only focusing from the aspect of how it would be very different, meaning the challenge when they are from different economic divide. Okay, so that's what the paragraph is about. That's the main idea. Same goes, okay, with topic. When you say topic, it is about what is the topic of this paragraph. So it is what the paragraph is discussing about, is focusing about. The only thing is that topic does not have the requirement to be written in complete sentence. It's like topic, you know, when previously when you write essay, yeah, and your lecturer or your teacher perhaps in school say, please write an essay about my good friend. My good friend is not a main idea, it's not a sentence. But my good friend can be a topic of the whole text that you will write essay. But in your body paragraph, one of it you want to focus about your good friend physical aspect. Maybe she has long hair, fair skin, physical. Okay, bright brown eyes, for example, sharp nose. Yeah, okay, and she has she's tall, perhaps. Okay, all right, physical. So that paragraph of the topic, your good friend, you focus on the physical characteristic. Another paragraph, perhaps you want to talk about her strength. Okay, what is good about her? Okay, your good friend. Only about the strength, no longer about the physical characteristic. Meaning each paragraph focus on certain thing. So that's what it is about. Sama kan macam main idea, only that you don't write it in a sentence. So katakanlah yang tadi yang saya cakap pasal good friend tadi, apa topik paragraf tu? Physical characteristic. That is the topic. Physical characteristic of my good friend. Okay? Of my good friend. That is not a sentence. Physical characteristic of my good friend is not a sentence. It is a topic of that particular paragraph. So kalau inilah paragraf dia bagi pada awak, ataupun paragraf yang tadi itu economic divide, apa topik dia? Kalau sentence dia, the experience of homework is different, okay, depending on which economic divide you see. Panjang dia sebagai satu ayat sebab dia main idea. Tapi kalau kita nak tukar dia kepada topik experience of homework, which is different based on experience of homework from different economic divide for students of different economic divide. That's the topic. Experience of homework of students from different economic divide. It's not a sentence. Okay, so that's the topic. So kalau it's the same thing tapi phrasing dia lain because dia bukan sentence. Furthermore, surveys have indicated kita focus on the paragraph that I take from this sample paper. Right, this is the paragraph that they ask. The question is asking. All right. So furthermore, surveys have indicated that screens and e-readers interfered with two other important aspects of navigating text. All right, serendipity and a sense of control. All right. So this paragraph is talking about navigating text. Okay, perhaps. Okay, we haven't finished reading. People have given testimony that they enjoyed turning to a previous section of the book when a sentence brought back a memory of something they read earlier. Navigating, I think everybody knows the word navigating, to move from one page to another in this context. So they say that they enjoyed turning to a previous section of the paper book that they have read earlier when the sentence they are reading at that particular point brought back a memory of something they have read earlier. Jadi, patutlah ni, so dia patah balik page belakang misalkan tu. Okay, they also like to have as much control over a text as possible, such as highlighting the important points with ink. So that's what you can do of a printed paper, a printed book. Okay, so they are saying that screens reading do not have this enjoyment of turning to a previous section, feeling you want to go back, turning, right, physical, and you don't have as much control like highlighting important points with ink with your own pen there, for example. That is what is available in a printed book, but they are saying this is missing from screen. Okay, alright. So what are they saying? Actually, what is the topic here? It's about what reading on screen will not have. Okay, so how I have written the topic here is about the serendipity and the sense of control actually. Okay, and if you check the meaning of the word serendipity, it's relating to the word enjoyment. That's why I have replaced this word, because as I said, topic cannot be a copy paste from text. So I replace. It's about sense of control and enjoyment in, I miss one word, in navigating printed text. That's what it is about, in navigating printed text. Okay, that is what this paragraph is about. Okay, and when I write the evidence, okay, about evidence, please jot this down. If you see they ask for evidence, the evidence can be a copy paste from the paragraph. What you have in the paragraph must be used as the evidence. Dia tak nak your own explanation in your own word as the evidence. They want a part from the paragraph to show, to be used as an evidence or proof that show your answer here is correct. So when I use evidence number one, when a sentence brought back a memory of something they read earlier, okay, this is trying to support the part of enjoyment. This word that I have replaced, serendipity, yeah. Okay, so when they are able to brought a memory of something they have read earlier, this is supporting the element of enjoyment in navigating printed text. And all right, so, and sense of control, much control. They also like to have as much control. All right, is taken to support this part, sense of control. So what is evidence doing is trying to support your answer. Is trying to support, in this case question 3 is trying to support the topic that you have written here. Is it, why do you say it's about sense of control? Because of this sentence available in the text. Why do you say the focus is about enjoyment? Because of this sentence available in the text. All right, so for topic, 1 mark; for evidence, 2 marks. Right? Okay, I give some example here below. Later you can check when I share this with you. But the answer for the topic, all right, I've given B here as the answer, is in multiple choice. However, for your test, you will not get this. You will get this one, where they ask for topic and evidence. That is question number 3. So if you are able to do main idea, you will have no problem in dealing with topic. Okay. All right. So that is question number 3. We are moving now to question number 4.
Madam,
Question number 4 is inference. Yes.
sorry to interrupt. Just a question for the topic. Is it if we do our own words, but it's not complete as your answer, do we still have marks or?
Okay, very good question actually, Mona. Now, when you see the question, for example, topic, inference, implied main idea yang bukan copy paste, that you write on your own. Okay, kalau markah dia 2, if you write and we see some, some link, or that's if not a 100% match, perhaps it's a 50% match, or it's 75% match. So out of 2 mark, we might get 1. You might get 1.5. Okay? Or the worst scenario, I have given half mark for the answer. Okay? But what is good about that, even if you get half mark for your answer, then it allows the examiner to consider your evidence 1 and evidence 2. Okay, so kadang-kadang ada student dapat untuk topik tu setengah markah, evidence 1 half, evidence 2 half, because evidence 1 and 2 are supporting. Bila dia dah correct, even though it's not 100% correct, we are allowed to accept your evidence provided. Okay, but kalau jawapan dia memang dapat kosong, okay, salah atau tinggal kosong, memang definitely yang then tulis evidence dia, kita tak boleh mark your evidence. Okay, so to answer your question, Mona, if it is not a match to the answer key provided to us, in terms of the ideas, but dia memang subjective. So that's where memang marking dia a challenge, sebab dia bagi answer key, so we have to see whether it is a match to the answer key, and if doesn't match, 100%, how much do we think it's actually replicating the answer key that in terms of the idea presented. So again, as I said, you might get 2 marks, 1 mark, 1.5, or even half mark, but any mark given to the main answer will allow examiner to consider evidence 1 and evidence 2. So do not leave your answer blank. Okay? All right. Okay, thank you, Mona, for the question. Let us now go to question number 4. Now, question number 4 is about inference. If someone can help me here, please give me the meaning of the word infer. Can you read to me the definition of the word infer from your dictionary? Anybody? Google the meaning of word infer and read to me, please. This is
Can
where
I
you
read?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, Azli.
It's a form and it's to form an opinion or guess that something is true because of the information that you have.
Okay. Right. Inferences is when you make a guess. Do I get it correct? The gist of what you said just now. You make a guess based on the evidence provided. Yeah? Information provided. Something like that. Yes, Azlin?
Yes, correct.
Alright, okay. For example, in an investigation scene, saya suka cerita-cerita yang police investigate, CSI, whatever. So, let's say in a scene, okay, there's a dead man, and then on the table, okay, at the living room, there are 2 glasses. One of the glasses is stained with lipstick. So the evidence is that, yeah, there's one glass stained with lipstick, and the dead person is a male. Therefore, you can make an assumption apa? You tak boleh assume that the female guest has killed the man because you don't have enough evidence of that. But what evidence tell you, you can conclude that the person might have a guess, perhaps before or after, alright, most probably before he was killed, yeah, and that guess is a female based on that lipstick stain. So basically, that is what inference is about. This is what is physical. You see the glass and the lipstick stain, and you have this dead man. But what can you infer from the scenario there? All right? Okay. So that is in terms of where you have the picture. But now they're asking you to make inference based on words, based on sentences. Okay? All right. So if can anyone just read me the definition of the word infer? Anybody? Not inference, but infer in a dictionary? Yes, please help me help with that.
Deduce
Yeah.
or conclude from evidence and reasoning rather than from explicit statements.
Okay, conclude, okay, from evidence rather than explicit statement. So, in simple terms, it is what you see beyond what you see literally, yeah, clearly at the line. It is something that is not clearly stated. When you infer, sebab tu dia tak boleh copy paste dari mana-mana. Sebab infer adalah beyond what you see here. Okay, what you see here, dia kata, recent survey suggests that most people still prefer paper. Okay, especially when reading intensively. Kalaulah you tulis jawapan, you inference, people like to read printed text when they read intensively, that is not inference. That is restatement. Apa tu restatement? You state idea yang sama dalam ayat yang lain dengan menggunakan perkataan yang lain. Restatement ni lah yang dipakai dalam true and false. Sekejap lagi sebab dia guna perkataan lain tapi dia maintain the original idea. Sebab tu nanti dia tanya you true ataupun false, ya. But inference is beyond that. So kalau dia kata people still prefer paper, especially when reading intensively. So sebaliknya, kalau dia tak read intensively, ada tak kemungkinan dia prefer another platform or another type of reading material? In this context, we are talking about printed versus screen, kan? So what can we conclude that, for example? One is about people preferences, the first sentence. If we look to the second sentence is focusing on the attitude. Attitude are changing as tablets and e-reading technology improve and reading digital books for facts and fun become more common. Now they are talking about attitudes of what? Attitudes of reading. What are they saying? They are saying that when tablets and e-reading technology improve, yeah, and reading digital books for facts, okay, improve, and reading attitudes are changing as tablets and e-reading technology improve and reading digital books for facts and fun become more common. Yeah, when it's more common, when the e-reading technology improves, tablets improve, attitudes are changing. So you have to infer attitudes of what? Attitudes of reading. Okay, change. The word change is from A to B. If A to A, we don't call it as change, right? Okay, so what is it that they are trying to show to you from this particular sentence? Okay, so if you say, all right, attitudes are changing as technology improve, again, that is restatement. Yeah, all right, so uh, what is my answer? If you look at my answer, yeah, first and foremost, I focus in terms of the preferences. That's why I use the word purpose. Okay, I wrote here, people read digital text and paper book for different purposes. How do I come to this conclusion? Or how do I come to this inference? Just now, your friend Taufik said a conclusion, correct, Taufik? You use the word conclusion, right? So, my conclusion of the first sentence is that if people still prefer paper when reading intensively, so when they are not reading intensively, for example, they are reading for fun, yeah, when they can read quickly, for example, perhaps now their attitude is maybe towards the screen reading, yeah, but when they want to read intensively, they still choose paper. So that's how I come up with this conclusion. People read digital text and paper book for different purposes. Okay, my conclusion or my inferences is clear here. Different purposes. It's not a restatement of the first sentence. Yeah, it's my conclusion. And the first sentence only talk about paper, but I included the other part that has not been mentioned there. That is the digital text. Okay. Now, my second answer: technology changes some people's attitude towards reading. So, at one glance, you say, okay, so attitudes technology. When technology improves, attitudes change. Okay, I do not talk about improvement again, but I say, and another part where I infer is when I include the word some people's attitude. I don't say everyone. Okay, technology changes people attitudes towards reading. Okay, if you say that, you are saying that it's happening to everyone. Yeah, okay, but here it says become more common. When you have the word common, so I assume that this, okay, technology has able to change some people's attitude, some, because it become more common, all right, but it's not like the only thing that is being used. Okay, that's why I put the word some. This is about the technology, this is about the purpose. Okay, now, evidence. Okay, what evidence do I use? If you look at the original text, this is the original text, yeah? Okay, recent surveys suggest that most people still prefer paper. This is the text. And my evidence, one, most people still prefer paper when reading intensively. This is my evidence to support this. Okay, different purposes. Also, this can all right be related to this, but although still most people still prefer paper, but technology changes some people's attitude towards reading. It can also support this. And evidence too, attitudes are changing as tablets and reading technology improve. Not reading technology. I think I've copied it wrongly. Uh, e-reading technology. Yeah, I missed the word e-reading because I take it from here. Okay, right. So as I said, evidence will come from your paragraph. You just copy paste, but you don't have to copy paste the whole sentence. Nevertheless, no, you just take the part where you think can be used to support your answer that you provide here. Okay, all right. Now, what is inference? Inference is actually just a big word that means a logical conclusion or judgment. Making inference means choosing the most likely explanation from the facts at hand, means the evidence from whatever you can see from the text given to you. A conclusion is a decision, is your decision, or your opinion, or your judgment, reached after thoughtful consideration of material you have read. But be careful, not just any answer can be accepted. It cannot be too general. What do I mean? Okay, it must be based on, all right, the evidence that you are given. For example, the lipstick stain just now. You cannot conclude that, okay, the female killed the man just because of the lipstick stain. It suggests that there is a gas before or perhaps before or after, most probably before. Okay, and this female could be a very important lead to the investigation. That would be another conclusion. Okay, because she might be able to tell you certain things. Okay, reveal certain things that you might want to know to find out. Okay, so all right, let me give you another example. This time, again, it's not text, but I believe every time when I use this particular example for inferences, yeah, it would be easier for students to imagine what inference is all about. Now, we have here, all right, a couple standing in front of a restaurant with a notice, help wanted, chef, dishwasher, and wait staff, right? And this man is saying, I'm thinking this isn't the best time to try this restaurant. I am thinking this isn't the best time to try this restaurant. So, if you can make an inference why the man says this, make an inference based on this statement, what could be your inference? Anybody would like to try? Give one shot. Try an inference based on this statement. Yes, Najwa.
Madam?
Yes.
Because they are short staff.
All right. Okay, Najwa. Because they are short of staff. Let me ask you a question, Najwa. Can you get that info from the picture?
Because of the vacancy.
No. Can you get the info from the picture?
Yes.
So if you can get it from the picture, it's like you imagine you are taking it from the text. When you see help wanted, chef, dishwasher, wait staff, maksud dia literary secara jelasnya apa? Dia memang tak cukup staff. So actually what you did just now, Najwa, is what I call as restatement. Faham?
Okay.
Sebab dia memang tak tulis situ, not enough staff. Tapi help wanted, chef, dishwasher, wait staff, very clear they are not having enough staff. Okay? Alright, based on your answer, let me give you one inference. Okay? The man thinks that this isn't the best time to try this restaurant, perhaps because he is afraid of the slow service due to the short of staff. So which part is my conclusion? That is not that. Slow service.
Short service.
Yeah. It's not that. But it's based on the evidence. The evidence is they do not have enough staff. So the conclusion, you say just now, what is inference? It's a logical conclusion based on what is given. What is given? Help wanted, not enough staff. So what's the conclusion that lead to the man saying not wanting to try the restaurant at that particular time? Is he might be afraid of the slow service. Or another inference, okay, due to the shortage of staff, the man, due to not having enough chef, the man might be worried that the quality of food served might not be up to a good standard, for example. Okay, because you can conclude that the chef will be rushing, all right, to serve, right? So that is inference. It's more than what you can see. If you see help wanted, you cannot say that restaurant is understaffed. Just like that is a restatement. Okay, now let's look at another example. Yeah, okay, just bear with me because this is not easy, so I feel that we need to have more example. Now let us focus on sample 2. Okay, you see on my screen sample 2. Okay, infer what the author means by the above statement. What is the statement? In 2007, again, this is about the water shortage here, student. In 2007, a study conducted by WWF Indonesia and the Meteorology Laboratory of the Bandung Institute of Technology predicted that the Citarum River, which supplies water to the dam, will run dry due to warmer temperatures and extensive land use that converts agricultural land to housing complexes. Okay, alright. Now, saja je lah sebab dah terjumpa. Okay, predicted. Okay, kalau predicted ni, okay, is opinion lah. Because it's not based on something that had already happened. Anyway, alright, so based on what is said by this Institute of Technology, it says that the problem of water supply, okay, that will lead to the dam will run dry is due to factor number 1, warmer temperatures, factor number 2, extensive land use, factor number 3, mismanagement. Right, okay, that has been mentioned here. They mentioned 2, and then there's another. This shortage, as well as other situation of mismanagement, has led consumer like Luki Arifin to believe that private water companies are irrelevant. Irrelevant here, not important, not needed. Okay, now let's look at what this text is talking about. Number 1 is talking about the factor that lead to the dam which will run dry, and the factor that affecting the water supply. Number 1 is warmer temperature and extensive land use. And then there's another info that is given that saying that there is a mismanagement that could be the reason for the problem of water supply. And another thing that they are saying, okay, one is the reason of water problem, okay, one aspect. Another issue that they bring forward in this text is about the consumer not believing the private water company. Okay, those are the two things. One is about factor that affects water supply. 3 factors have been given: water temperature, warmer temperature, extensive land use, and mismanagement. And then also there's another issue that is being talked about, that is the belief of consumer towards the private water company. Okay, that make them feel that the company are no longer irrelevant. Okay, based on those 2 focus, I have written this inference for sample 2. Let's look at it one by one. Inference number 1, private water companies are not doing a good job in managing water distribution, okay, or managing water supply problem, for example. Okay, so why do I do these inferences? Based on this part where they say, okay, there is a mismanagement, and who is this mismanagement targeting to? Definitely private water companies, right? Okay, so from this, and then there another support of this is the consumer feeling that the companies are no longer relevant. Okay, make me infer that private water companies are not doing a good job. It's not stated there, but if they lose the belief, the trust, and people accuse them of mismanagement, so they're not doing a good job in managing water distribution. That is my conclusion. Now, next, I want to conclude about what I can conclude about or infer about is the factor that lead to problem of water supply. As I've mentioned, they have 3 just now, correct? Warmer temperature, extensive land use, and mismanagement. And if I want to relate it again to the second issue, the private water company, I have to say, that though, they are mismanaging, there are issues of mismanaging. Okay, the climatic situation which affects water supply, okay, as well as the extensive land use, mentioned as the 2 out of the 3 factor above, are actually beyond the control of private water company. So, like it or not, that's the fact. They might be blamed for mismanagement, but they cannot, be blamed for the climatic situation and extensive land use. That is outside of their jurisdiction. They cannot control that. So blame them for mismanagement, but the conclusion is that they are not totally the factor that led to the water problem is not under the control. Not all is under the control of private water company. That's my conclusion. Okay, all right. Okay, and some consumers in Indonesia have lost their trust to the private water company. Okay, they feel that is irrelevant, not important, so that it shows that they do not have trust for the water company anymore. So those are things that I can write as inferences. Now in the test, do you have to write the three? No, you are only required to have one inferences. But I'm showing you from one sample, from whatever the focus. Kenapa saya asyik-asyik guna perkataan focus? Apa paragraf tu cerita? What the paragraph is focusing about? Sebab tu daripada awal kita ajar you main idea, stuff. When you see, okay, it's talking about the factor, it's talking about the private water company. Alright, so when you do the inferences, if you can do one sentence of inference that relate both, that would be good. Or you can talk about one part of the one part of the focus that is being talked about in that particular sentence. Another example, okay, if I say to two students, two different statements. To student A, for example, I say, I am very happy with your performance. Keep up the good job, right? Okay. No, if I say to the first one, I say that just keep up the good job and you will be able to succeed with flying colours, right? If I say to student B, I say you have to work harder, right? You have to really focus on your study. So you can assume that, right? From when I say you have to focus on your study, all right, what is the conclusion? Perhaps the conclusion of what we can do, the conclusion that, okay, the performance or the carry mark for student B is at an alarming state compared to student A who have performed much better. All right, based on just that. You have to study harder, okay, and then A, I just say keep up the good work. I just say that, keep up the good work. All right, but second one, you have to put in more effort, for example. All right, so we can assume that the lecturer says that, okay, the conclusion you can make why the lecturer say that is because of the difference performance. A perform much better, B perhaps is at a dangerous level of failing. Okay, that's the inference that you can make from the statement given by the lecturer. Okay, so basically what you have to remember is, again, what is conclusion? Conclusion, okay, what is inference is a logical conclusion. But you can't just say, oh, my answer is correct because that's my logical conclusion. This logical conclusion must be the most likely explanation from facts at hand, meaning from the evidence given, not beyond that. All right, not beyond that. Okay, all right, and not very general. Okay, and it must link to the element in the text given to you as a right, and making inferences. Okay, most likely explanation, but it must be based on facts, and it has to be a thoughtful consideration of material you have read. Again, what is there in the text? All right, that is inference. Yeah, people. Yeah. This question, oh, we have done that. Yeah. Okay, so that is inference. If we have time, inshallah, we'll go back to that question. Okay, where am I now? Question number. I'm done with 4. We are at number 5, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so 5. Okay. 5, implied main idea. I have taught you, tak mau cakap banyak-banyak. Implied main idea, how do you do it? Banyak kali dah cerita pasal main idea. Cerita topik pun tadi cerita main idea. Cerita inference pun kita kaji paragraph tu. So you have to look at, kalau implied main idea, one paragraph has 6 sentences. All the 6 sentences are supporting detail. Dia tak ada satu ayat main idea dalam tu. So you have to study, you have to analyze what are the 6 sentences focusing on. Main idea tak ada cerita lain. Dia focus on apa? What? It might focus on one aspect, okay, or 2 aspect like water use and water wasted. Okay, And then kalau you ingat lagi yang school band homework, contoh paragraf yang ada implied main idea yang the a lot, okay, homework, okay, a lot of homework affects children's family time and teachers total control over learning. Kalau you masih ingat seminar tu, dia ada dua aspek sebab main idea mesti cover the whole paragraph. So that's what you have to do. You have to study each sentences. What are they focusing on, talking about? You've got the keyword to be the focus, and then write your own sentence. Must write your own sentence. Any copying from the text, okay, will not allow you to get any mark because implied main idea is your own one sentence. Okay, all right. Again, let me repeat. Evidence can be taken from this, from the paragraph. Like evidence one, I took it from here. Students reading PDF files. Okay, and evidence two, paper books and document. I took it from here. Why I took it, you can see how it linked from with my idea, with my implied main idea. I said that reading text on paper creates better understanding compared to reading text on screen, as it is easier to navigate text on paper. Right? Okay, this is because this paragraph is talking about taking text, screen versus paper. This is what this paragraph is about. Right? And I write it in a complete sentence. Okay, students reading PDF files encountered more difficulties. All right, so that support what I have here, right? Okay, screen reading tag easier. So meaning screen more problem. Paper books and document may be suited to absorption in a text for their easy navigability. So also I have included the aspect of navigating in my inference. So you can see the relationship of evidence to the main idea. All right. Okay. Again, as I said, I'm not going to deal with this again. Okay. That is question number 5. Question number 6 is going to get faster now because it's more of what we have learned. Okay. 6, yeah. All right. 6. This is type of support, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Inilah type of support tadi. Example type of support, somebody says strong support, weak support. Okay, kejap. Alright, tapi that's not what you can write there, but you have to write the specific type of support. Like you see here, I have the word research finding and the answer example. Okay, now it's based on paragraph X here. Okay, this is the paragraph. So apa you kena buat untuk question ni? Now, you go to the paragraph, look at the paragraph, look at the supporting details. Tengok semua ayat yang ada dalam paragraf tu. Satu-satu tengok. Then you decide ayat yang mana, which sentence that you are confident to name the type of support for that sentence. Jadi, when I look at this paragraph, I see the first sentence is the most obvious to me, the easiest to me. Because saya nampak perkataan survey, 113 people concluded that. Bila ada dia clue-clue perkataan tu dalam ayat ni, what is this type of support? Definitely, it is research finding. Okay, so actually you can take any sentences, but you have to take the one that is, how do I say, the most obvious in terms of the type of support for you. Alright, so like this one, research finding. And then I take the second sentence. Yeah, for example, they spend more time browsing, scanning, and hunting for keywords compared to people reading on paper and are more likely to read a document only once. What is this sentence? This sentence is example. All right, so how to answer? All right, again, go to the paragraph being mentioned in the question. Find 2 sentences, yeah, because there are A and B only. You are allowed to choose only 2. Okay, the sentences of supporting detail that you are most confident in terms of the types of support, all right, and then copy the sentence identical to the original at the place example. Itu yang dia nak. Dia bukan nak explanation awak apa tu research finding blah blah blah, no. But when you put the example, it has to be identical, complete one sentence that you have taken from the paragraph and put it as example. And type of support, you tulislah apa nama type of support. Same goes to B here. Okay, whether we accept example depend on type of support, meaning both must be correct in order for you to get 2 marks. Okay, research finding, okay, dalam answer key pun ada research finding. Tapi example awak bagi, for example yang duduk atas ni, ayat ni yang duduk atas ni, definitely salah lah. So it has to match. Okay, so that's how you answer question number 6. Ingat, type of support is not strong or weak, but the specific type. An example is the sentence you copy paste from the text that match what type of support you have written here. Okay, and it must come only from the paragraph that they have mentioned in the question. Jangan kerana paragraph 7 ada yang you suka, you buat paragraph 7 ke paragraph 1 ke paragraph 2. No, you have to follow what the paragraph mentioned in the question. Okay, now I am moving to question number 7. Okay, inshallah we will have some time for Q&A. Yeah, alright. Question 7 is still on type of support, but a different format. Okay, so they just give you the sentence, right? Okay, and then they ask you what is the type of support. So there's no choice given up there. You just have to come up with the type of support. Again, let me repeat, it's not strong or weak. Okay, it has to be a specific name. Okay, and the answer is A is observation, B is an example or explanation. Okay, all right. So that is how you answer number 7. Now let's move to number 8. Because I've taught a type of support, so that's why I'm moving forward. Right? Okay. Question 8 is true and false. This is the one I talked about just now. In the statement, this is a restatement of the... Okay, this is the restatement. The A and B is the restatement of what you have in the original text. Text yang kat atas tu. Yeah, text. So, text. The text, the article that they gave. Right, so if you were to study, if you were to scrutinize the article from first line to last line, you are not going to find this exact sentence and this exact sentence. Identical sentence, no. But you will find sentence that has exactly the same message, same meaning. For an example, the statement in A, most people prefer to read paper text when they want to read thoroughly. Actually, this sentence is the restatement, okay, of this particular sentence. The idea is here. Okay, recent surveys suggest that most people still prefer paper, especially when reading intensively. The word reading intensively is replaced with the word to read thoroughly. Even the structure of the sentence has changed a bit. Okay, but the obvious word that has been changed is the word thoroughly, replacing the word intensively. Again, that is why comprehension is important. That is why from first class I say vocab is very, very important in dealing with, upper intermediate to advanced level text. Okay, so your dictionary should be with you at all time when you see a word that you are not very sure of the meaning. Okay, all right. So because what is in this statement is the same as what is in this original line, okay, it says here that people still prefer paper, especially when reading intensively, and intensively is synonym to the word thoroughly, so the answer is true. Okay. However, if you look at B, higher education entrance examination, the B test, okay, you can scroll your text to find the read text. Tapi kalau masa awak baca teks, awak ada buat nota dekat tepi-tepi paragraph, okay, then you'll be faster. So this particular sentence is actually from this particular line. Those who took the test on a computer, original use the word on a computer, scored lower and reported higher levels of stress. Siapa yang higher level? The one that did the test on computer, compared to, sebab dia kata then, people who completed it on paper. But if you look at the statement in this particular question, the higher education entrance examination test causes more stress to those who set for it as a class test. Ayat original tak ada class test. Cuma dia kata on paper. Tapi you faham, on paper adalah yang ambil dalam kelas as a class test. Okay, compared than those who took it on a computer. Okay, kalau original dia kata computer yang higher level, paper lower level of stress. But here dia dah tukar statement dia. Dia kata the one that took it in class more stress. So it's not true because it's contradicting to what is available in the original text. Therefore, the answer is false. So you just have to answer true and false. Tak payahlah tulis line ke paragraph apa tu, tak ada lah. Cuma I want to tell you that's how they test you here for question 8. That's some of the challenges. They change the vocab to synonym. They change the structure of the sentence a bit, and they change the idea that is being presented in the idea. Okay, so that's how you deal with question number 8. Question number 9. Okay, question number 9 is the opinion question. Remember the 4 marks question that I mentioned just now? All right, and this is something you really have to target to get full mark. Now, any test, you have to read the question very, very carefully. Okay, because one of the most common mistake of students is they read the question very quickly and they miss what are actually required by the question specifically. They get the general requirement, but they don't get the specific requirement. Here, question 9, there is one question that they ask you. They ask you, do you think paper text give a better reading experience compared to screen text? In exam people, in test, apa soalan mesti dijawab, melainkan dia kata you can choose 2 out of the 5 question, and then you boleh tinggalkan 3 question, jawab 2. Tapi when you talk about question that has no option like that, first dia dah tanya dah, do you think paper text give a better reading experience compared to screen text? So what do you have to do? You must answer this question first before macam buat matematik lah. Step 1 baru boleh buat step 2. Tak boleh terus jump step 2. Step tu penting untuk dapat markah. Sama macam ni. Okay, do you think paper text give a better reading experience compared to screen text? Answer this first. Yes, I think paper text give a better experience compared to screen text. Ataupun, because it's your opinion, you can answer no, screen text give a better reading experience compared to paper text. Tak apa. Yes or no is up to you. Yang penting, the 3 reasons you use to support your opinion must really support your opinion. Again, pelik tapi benar dan selalu jadi, every semester akan jadi. Jawapan yes, support no. Jadi apa conclusion yang you boleh buat bila melihat jawapan macam tu? Dia tak faham pun apa yang dia tulis yes ataupun no tu. Ataupun dia tak faham pun apa yang ditulis reason. Sebab reason boleh copy daripada artikel. You don't have to come up with your own reason. Okay, even though dia kata your opinion, but okay, you can choose the reason based on your opinion, yes or no. Yang kita nak tanya, you setuju atau tak setuju. Tapi the reason you can use from the text provided to you. So how do you answer question number 9? Okay, people, the first 1 mark will come from your answer of the question. Answer info. Yes, paper text give a better reading experience. So kita dah clear. You punya stand adalah yes. Okay? And then you provide the 3 reasons that support your yes. Okay? I would like you to answer like this. Okay? In this format. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Tak mau jawab, lepas tu comma, reason 2, and then end, comma, and then end, reason 3. Right, number 1, number 2, number 3 is very easy to see your answer. That's 1. Number 2, yeah, you do not have to give the reason in complete sentences. As you can see what I have written, allow control over text, allow reader to focus, makes it easy to focus, tak membawa maksud. To focus apa? Sorry, on a single page of a book, alright, without losing a side. Sebab tu dia give better reading experience. Why it give a better reading experience? Because it allows control over text. Why it give a better reading experience? Because it's easy to form a coherent mental of map of the text. Now, number one, answer in one complete sentence, you get 1 mark. 3 reason, get 3 mark. But it doesn't stop there. You have to make sure the content of your reason number 1 and number 2 and number 3 are not overlapping. Apa maksud saya overlapping? Dia sebenarnya benda yang sama tapi diberitahu dalam ayat yang lain je. Tapi message dia sama. Okay, so kalau yang ini is about focusing on a single page without losing the whole text. Maksudnya kita boleh nampak physical tu. Dua benda sekali. Yang satu lagi is about coherent mental map. Lagi satu is about the control over the text. So tiga-tiga jawapan tu mesti berlainan. So then you'll get 1 mark here, 1 mark, 1 mark, 3 mark. But let's say what you wrote in 1 and 2 are the same thing. Actually what you're talking about. Or is this a continuation sebab you copy daripada teks. Okay, part ni awak letak kat nombor 1, part ni awak letak kat nombor 2 tapi awak tak tahu, tak pastikan pun it's different reasoning. Then if 1 and 2 are about the same thing, alright, in terms of the reason, you will only get 1 instead of 2 mark. Okay, is that clear? Okay, so as I said, because it's your opinion, you can answer no. You don't have to answer yes, but you just make sure your reason is supporting your no. Okay, and if you see that the answers are all taken from the text. Alright, so 4 marks is at stake here. 4 marks should be your aim to get, you should aim to get the total mark. Okay, alright, that is question number 9. Question number 10. Hampir habis ya, 10.30 insyaAllah ada masa for question. Alright, so question number 10, again, we have learned this. Alright, deductive versus inductive. Tak keluar oh, okay. Aduh, sorry, I'll do it again. I stop the process in the middle. Okay, alright, question number 10. Right. This is number 10, inductive versus deductive. Okay. Now, what is inductive? What is deductive? Please go back to the notes that I have given to you dalam checklist yang lengkap tu. Alright. So the inductive, the paragraph starts with specific idea. Towards the end is a general idea, and normally at the end you can see not all the time, but you can see there is a signal that show the end is giving conclusion of the content above. So bila conclusion dia mesti general sebab conclude kita cover kan whatever content up there. So if it's specific to general, jawapan dia inductive. If it start with general to specific, contoh macam paragraph yang ada stated main idea, yang okay, the experience of poor economic divide, yang tadi about water use, water wasted, you boleh nampak main idea dia dekat atas, and followed by all the specific example and elaboration of supporting details. That would be deductive. Deductive, general to specific. Inductive, specific to general. So for A, the answer is deductive because this first sentence, okay, covers the content of the whole paragraph here. Nanti at your own time you study lah. Okay, kenapa ni adalah general, and then macam mana, kenapa Pak Azana kata all this specific towards the end. Alright, okay, so for number 1 here, type of reasoning, as simple as writing deductive will be enough. You'll get 1 mark. Okay, kalau you punya explanation, okay, right. If the answer is deductive, okay, and then you write the explanation. Okay, so kalau soalan ni, kalau paragraph ni betul deductive and then you write deductive, you'll get that 1 mark. Okay, even though your explanation is wrong. Okay, yang penting jawapan ni must match this paragraph reasoning technique, is deductive technique. Okay, so dia minta explanation bukan evidence. So kalau bukan evidence, tak bolehlah copy paste daripada paragraph. Jawapan dia bukan ada dalam ni. Tapi you have to write your own explanation in your own word. Alright. So saya bagi 3 kat sini. I just want to tell you, first and second ni, okay, kalau tulis macam first and second ni, you'll get 1 mark. But this last answer of reasoning will only allow you to get half mark. Kenapa? Alright, tengok ya. The first explanation. The first statement in the paragraph summarizes the following specific details and explanation on interfering intuitive navigation and inhibiting blah blah. So maknanya the students, when he or she write this answer, are able to relate back to the text and get the content in writing the explanation. Relate dia punya explanation dengan the text. Masa awak buat awak punya WAA pun macam ni lah. That will differ your marks. Okay. What actually, macam mana you nak terangkan di organisation. So the statement in the paragraph starts with a sentence that summarizes the explanation about apa, main idea punya main idea and supporting detail punya skill kat situ, kan? Or you can look at the second explanation. The paragraph ends with a specific detail as in example of on-screen applications such as, alright, so I am taking from the paragraph an example of what is specific at the end. Alright, so still there is more to do for first kind of explanation and second, but kalau the third one, the paragraph starts with a general statement and ends with specific detail. Yang ini tak kira lah apa paragraph kat atas ni, tapi kalau jawapan dia didaktif, memanglah ini explanation yang boleh pakai mana-mana paragraph jika jawapan dia didaktif. The paragraph starts with general and ends with specific. You tak ada pun relate pada whatever is in here. So this kind of explanation, not wrong, is just not going to give you 1 mark, but instead half mark. Please do not underestimate the power of half mark. You know, right? If you get 74, okay, you stays at 74. But if you get 74.5, automatically the system where we record the mark, itu memang sistem, kita tak buat apa-apa. Kalau you dah dapat 74.5, automatic the final mark that appears will be 75. Separuh markah, the power of half mark. Alright, so do not underestimate that. So aim to get 1 mark and not half mark. But if you don't have enough time, okay, and you don't think you can do it, then at least write this, okay, kind of explanation for deductive. The second paragraph is inductive. Nanti you study kenapa dia inductive. Okay, again, macam saya cakap tadi lah, the first and the second answer would give you 1 mark. But the last answer, right, would only give you half mark because it's so general, and this explanation can be given with any inductive answer. Okay, so that's what I would like to share with you about question number 10. Now we go to the last question, which is question number 11. Okay, last question. Assumption. The question on assumption. Apa maksud assumption? What do you understand with the word assumption? Assumption is, okay, dia macam conclusion. Tapi conclusion, you dah tengok semua and then you conclude kat ujung. Right? Okay? Tapi assumption ni, okay, katakanlah you nak buat sesuatu. What is your assumption about the issue, about the situation, will decide your next action. Correct? Kalau your assumption ataupun your belief of that issue, assumption about the issue is that it's not important, that thing is not important, what will be your course of action? Maybe you're not going to go ahead with that, alright? Because you feel there are other things that you might want to do. If you assume that something is important, alright, okay, that's what you believe about the issue, then you will go ahead with it or do something. If you think it's very, very important, you will do whatever it takes to reach, okay, to achieve whatever is needed, for example. So it's kind of your belief of that particular situation or that particular issue. All right. In the perspective of a writer, okay, assumption, okay, when they ask you, formulate one underlying assumption that can be made in paragraph X. Okay, you have to ask yourself, what do you think is assumed by the author that lead the author to write what he wrote in that paragraph? For example, here, they ask you to make the assumption based on paragraph X. So based on what belief that you think paragraph X has been written. And this is paragraph X. Let's read together. Based on the 2005 survey of 113 people in Northern California, okay, the San Jose State University concluded that people reading on screen tend to take a lot of shortcuts. That's their conclusion. All right. For example, they spend more time browsing, scanning, and hunting for keywords compared to people reading on paper. Alright. So kalau you nak shortcut, you browse, you scan, you check keyword je. You tak baca line to line, okay, stop, check again the relationship like what I taught you, right? Because they want, those are the shortcut of reading. Okay. So ingat balik inference tadi. Saya kata awal tadi saya kata assumption dengan inference ni ada kaitan. So daripada apa yang ditulis tu, apa sebenarnya you infer apa assumption writer tu bila dia tulis, dia rasa apa tentang screen text ni. Okay, bila dia tulis people reading on screen take a lot of shortcut. Bila dia kata bila dia bagi example, people spend time browsing and scanning and hunting for keyword. And not only that, dia kata apa? Okay, and are more likely to read a document only once. Okay, sebab dia nak cepat. Betul tak? Shortcut. Only browse, only scan, only keyword, and only read once. I don't think I teach you that in reading skills. Intro, conclusion, baca sekali lalu, dan baca dengan detail each paragraph. That's how I teach the reading skill. Alright. In addition, writer ni kata, dia kata, when reading on screen, people seem less inclined to engage in meta-cognitive learning regulation. So kalau orang yang betul-betul baca, yang betul skill membaca, dia kena buat meta-cognitive learning regulation. What is that? Set specific goal, what you want to find, rereading difficult section, macam saya cakap, baca balik, tengok link, and checking how much one has understood along the way. Oh, apa kaitannya? Tak pasti. Okay, pergi balik ke atas because everything is interrelated in a piece of writing. So, tapi dia kata people who read on screen do not do this. They take a lot of shortcut. So, what you can infer? Dia boleh daripada segi kita infer, tapi apa assumption writer tu yang menyebabkan dia tulis benda tu tadi? So I think that, okay, the answer key has given that the underlying assumption that has been made in writing paragraph X is that digital text promotes reading. Digital text ni dia nak promote reading by allowing the readers to take shortcut. It's not a restatement, tapi sini dia kata people take a lot of shortcut. Okay, bahagian yang kita make assumption is bahagian yang kita kata ni. Digital text promote reading. Dia nak bagi orang baca reading on screen, okay, pilih reading on screen by allowing people to take shortcuts. So people will like to read on screen because on screen make you easier to take shortcut. Alright? And another assumption is that people who choose to read on screen are interested only to complete the reading task quickly. They are not really interested to get a full a very comprehensive understanding of the text. They just want to finish and get certain information. That could be the possible answer. Alright, I'm not interested to get complete or total comprehension of the text, only wanting to find specific information. That's why they take a lot of shortcut. That's why they choose on screen and not paper. Alright, so that's the assumption. You boleh nampak kaitan assumption dengan inferences ni. Okay, kalau awak tengok dari sudut yang lain, you pun boleh kata, you boleh juga buat macam inferences. Okay, teks ni kata people take a lot of shortcut. Dia cuma browse, scan, hunting for word, dia tak baca banyak kali, dia tak reread difficult section, dia tak check apa yang dia faham, dia terus dia baca sampai hujung. So, apa inference you? You boleh infer that, okay, orang yang membaca screen ni, dia just want to finish quickly, one. Number two, just want to get specific information and not the total comprehension of the text. Yeah, because kalau dia nak total comprehension, dia kena buat semua-semua ni dengan baik. Right? And kita boleh conclude juga screen, the technology, screen, digital text ni dia promote dia punya text ni, dia punya promote dia punya platform dengan allowing, make it easier for people to take shortcut in reading. Okay, that's my inferences. Or also can become what is the assumption, underlying assumption made by the author when writing. Again, there are evidence 1 and 2. Make sure the evidence is taken from the text, and can support whatever answer that you have written here. And this answer should be your own answer, not copy paste from the text. This answer, I mean, number 1, evidence, of course, copy paste from the text. Okay, so I have covered all 11 questions. Rest assured, all this type of question that I have covered will be the type of question that you will see in your paper. Okay, in fact, arrangement dia pun akan sama macam tu. Question pertama, contextual clue. Question kedua, stated, major, minor. Question ketiga is that much of similarity. There's no other than what has been covered tonight will be in your test. Okay, type of question pun macam tu juga. Yang different question number 1 je, dah tak ada evidence. Alright, so that's the end of my class. Okay, I've taken 12 minutes extra. Okay, I'm sorry for that. Okay, minta maaf saya batin. Hopefully you have learned something, and hopefully this will allow you to do a good revision and prepare for the test in seminar 4. Those who want to leave can leave. Those who want to ask question, I will allocate 10 minutes for Q&A. Alright?